Okay, I'm recording. This is my first time doing one of these storytime videos, and yes, this happened to me yesterday, the story that I'm about to tell you. And I have a lot of other stories because there's been some crazy, crazy things that have on in my life, and I'm probably gonna struggle with talking because that's just what I do. And yeah, I pronounce words wrong, so bear with me. Okay, so this story happened yesterday, like I think I just said. And okay, let me just tell you. So I live in an apartment building, and during the week, we're not usually here. My fiance Taylor, he works during the week, and my son and I go to my mother's house a lot, like 2 to 3 times a week. And yesterday happened to be one of those days, so we weren't home the whole day. The only person home, well, if you count a cat as a person, was my cat. And so we get home, and Taylor comes in a little bit earlier than I do, like a few minutes, because my son wanted to play in the car and drive, like always. So I go in, and I'm like, it smells like someone else's house or hotel. Like, it just did not smell like my house, you know? You know how you have like that certain smell? I don't know. So I just was like kind of weirded out, and he's like, "Oh, it smells like a pool, you know, that chlorine smell." And he's like, and it looks like someone was cleaning the bathroom. There's stuff moved around. So I'm like, what? What do you mean? So I go in the bathroom, and I see like my son's toys. They're in like this like bag thing where we put his toys in. Like, they were all in the bag. Like, usually they're out in the tub and stuff. So I'm like, that's weird. And just soaps and shampoos and stuff have been moved around. So I'm like, all right, someone was definitely in here. So my first instinct was, okay, like maybe they came to fix the toilet and they made a mess, and cleaned it up for us, because we've been having issues with the toilet. Every now and then when you flush it, it leaks a little bit. So I asked Taylor, like, did you call the maintenance people? And he said no, and I didn't either. So I was like, how did they know? And he was like, maybe it was leaking in the basement because we're on the first floor. So he was like, maybe it was leaking in the basement and they knew where it was coming from. And I'm thinking, okay, but why did they clean the tub too? Like, the tub was cleaned. And so I start walking around the apartment, and I go into my son's room, which I'm in here now because it has really good lighting. And I'm on the first floor, so if you see like shadows drive by, it's cars driving by, because we're like low. We're like in the ground, like street level, if you know what I mean. Okay, anyway, so I come into my son's room, and I notice that he has these two bins with books in them, and they're like moved out. And then I notice on top of his toy box that there's cleaning spray, and there's paper towels that have been used to wipe stuff down that hadn't been thrown out. So I'm like, okay, they were not just here for the bathroom. Like, they cleaned his room too. And so I'm like, okay, let's go see the rest of the apartment. So I go into my room, and I notice my jewelry is moved. Not like moved like they touched, like they took anything or anything. It was just moved, like shifted a little, like they were cleaning stuff and they moved it. And I know when my stuff is moved because I'm really OCD, and I put my stuff a certain way, so I know if someone moves my stuff because I like it a certain way. Okay, so I start looking to see if any of my good jewelry is missing. You know, not like my cheap like Claire's nice and jewelry, but my good jewelry. And I don't see anything missing. And I start looking in my little secret spots in my purses to see if any money's missing. And I don't keep much money, just like, you know, some. And nothing's missing. And I notice my bed's made. And my bed, I never make it. So to see it made and made all fancy was just weird, because my bed's against the wall. So I'd have to pull the bed out to make it, you know? So I'm just like, why? What the heck is going on? Like, they did not let us know that they were coming at all, because we were thinking maybe like it was a complimentary thing, like complimentary cleaning service for some reason. I have no idea why they would do that. And we've lived here 2 years and that never happened. And you don't just do that without someone's permission, like come in and touch people's stuff. So we're like, what the heck? Like, thank you for cleaning and all, but why did you enter my apartment without my permission? That kind of thing. And I'm just getting like really sketched out and like just kind of upset. Like, I'm happy that they kind of cleaned, like they didn't finish cleaning. And so I look in at the kitchen, and there's oven cleaner on top of the oven. Like, they sprayed it and it was like black stuff on top of the oven and they didn't clean it off, so I had to clean that. And then they attempted to do the toaster oven. They pulled out like the tray and were cleaning that in the sink, but they didn't finish, so I had to finish that. It's like they left like stuff for me to finish, basically. So I wasn't too thrilled about that. I was like, well, at least could they have finished cleaning? No, sir. And so then it hits me. I'm like, okay, there was a misunderstanding with the lease. A few, like 2 months back, I got a phone call, and at my mother's house, and they said that they were trying to reach me because they didn't have my phone number because my phone number changed since I put it on the lease or whatever. And Taylor's number, he has a new number because it's his work number. So they had my mother's number as like a emergency contact. So they left a message with her and said that they wanted to know if they needed to come and fix anything before they show my apartment. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, we're not planning on moving. So I called them, and it was just a misunderstanding. They sent the lease, they emailed it, and apparently we never got it. So they resent it, and we signed it. And yeah, that was kind of scary because they were just like, we're gonna be showing people, and I'm like, well, we have no place to go. So I'm thinking it's like a misunderstanding with that, even though we had signed the lease and we paid 2 months rent since then. So I was like, I don't know, but that's just what I was thinking. Like, maybe somewhere along the lines there was a misunderstanding. So we emailed maintenance. A few minutes after we sent the email, I get a phone call, and it's the maintenance guy. And he was saying how he was trying to get in touch with us, and apparently our phone numbers weren't working, which, like I told you. And so he called my mother, and I think she gave him my number. I think that's how he got my number. I'm not sure. But anyways, so he was like, yeah, there's been a stupid misunderstanding. We hired a cleaning service to clean another apartment that was in another town, but it was the same apartment number as ours. And that apartment was vacant. So he was like, I don't know why they were still cleaning your apartment when they realized that someone was living there. And yeah, so that's what happened. And I just, like, after, I was so relieved, like, okay, whew, they don't think we're moving, they're not kicking us out or anything like that. Even though I didn't really think that, because I was like, okay, why would they be cleaning our stuff and making my bed? Are they trying to make the apartment look really nice, like stage it, you know, that you stage it with furniture and stuff? Yeah, then me and Taylor were laughing, and we were just like joking around, like, I wonder like when they realized that they were at the wrong apartment, because it looked like they left in a hurry. Like, they left their cleaning spray, which I'm keeping, by the way. It's like a really good cleaning spray. It's like vinegar multi-surface Windex spray. I don't know, I like it because I was using it to like finish up their cleaning, and it did a good job. So at least that came out of it, and we got some cleaning done. But it just looked like they left in a hurry. Maybe, I don't know if they got a phone call of like someone asking them like, okay, this job should have been done a while ago, or I don't know. I really wish I knew how that went, like how they found out. And I feel bad that they cleaned, like, they did a good amount of cleaning here. I mean, they didn't finish everything. I wish it went on longer. I don't know. That's kind of terrible. Alright, well, that was my story time video, and now I can laugh about it now that I know I'm not being like kicked out and that someone didn't break in and clean my house, my apartment, whatever. It's kind of funny. And I said that weird. I do have, one person walked by. Blah. I do have other stories that I think you would like the time I ran away to New York when I was 14 and my best friend was 15. So if you want to hear that story, then let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought of this story, and I will try to be a better story time teller. The only stories I tell are to my son, and he never listens, so it's like I'm pretty much talking to a wall. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye.